My name is Nadine Casatelli. I live at Chesapeake Co-op in Tarpon Springs, Florida. I found this little community in this beautiful area surrounded by nature, the river, the birds. I thought it was the perfect place to retire to, but little did I know that I was living next to a potential firebomb. It was a trailer in which people had been hoarding garbage for years, that one day, due to one careless, negligent act, the place went up in smoke and flames while I was home, and I nearly lost not just my life, but everything I've worked so hard for. It was wrong. And the ironic part is, after this whole thing was said and done, after all the fire trucks left, they had a pizza party with cupcakes at the clubhouse. I'm thinking to myself, really? What are these people thinking? I went to meetings where people have complained for years about the hoarding and nothing was ever done. And when I finally spoke up, I became public enemy number one in this park because I dared accuse them of, oh my gosh, you're hoarders, and the board of directors selectively enforced the bylaws, as if these people were entitled to do anything they want and the board of directors was powerless. Unbelievable. Put yourself in my place. How would you feel if everything you worked for could have gone up in smoke because people didn't do the right thing? And here's the proof of what they did to my house and how much garbage was in their house. The unsanitary, filthy conditions that these people lived in for years while their families stood by and did nothing. Their family, including professional people, a lawyer, the board of directors, professionals, insurance executives, and quote-unquote former park managers let this happen. It was easier to turn their head and say, cover it up or let it go, because nobody wanted to tell them that they were causing an unsanitary condition in a park where people live close together and where all homes are supposed to be kept clean and in sanitary condition and as applicable by local health codes, which obviously these people didn't. And it's obvious from this video that you can see the damage to my home through no fault of my own. I'm a victim of their carelessness, and look at all the garbage that was stored in a single wide mobile home. Yeah, boys and girls, it's public enemy number one here at Chesapeake Co-op. I'm finally going to tell my story. I want you to see what was done to my beautiful retirement home that I had so nicely fixed up, now being torn to shreds. It broke my heart. And then I looked next door at all the garbage that was just melted and strewn into this place. I mean, really, it's a home, not a storage unit. Rent a storage unit. Look at all this garbage, things that should have been tossed. Many loads of the dumpster. Many loads. And now coming up the cleanest you will ever see their lot next door. And their family took advantage of it by leaving garbage and their stuff strewn around. They didn't care. Lazy slobs. They didn't have to look at it. And here again, the new high-rise mobile home, which will soon become another dumpster because, as we all know, history repeats itself, is strewn with garbage all over the place. A lot of it was on my property, and I just tossed it over. I had had it. They've done enough to me. They have destroyed enough. They are not going to strew their garbage on my property. But look around you, boys and girls. Look at the bag of garbage right there. Too lazy to pick it up and put it in a dumpster. Yep, just too lazy. There sure is enough of people in this family that they all could have gotten together and had a little cleanup party. But I guess it's just easy to trash it up, leave it laying around, knowing that most of the residents are gone during the summer, and we'll pick it up when we feel like doing it. We don't care. Take no pride in that property, in the appearance of the property, or any regards for their next door neighbor. Yeah, love thy neighbor. Right, Buddha man? Probably the only thing that they have of any worth there. So look at this. Only time you'll ever see it clean. Because God knows history will repeat itself. And as we're going to be coming up soon, you're going to see where the hoarding has already started beginning. Another bag of garbage. Belongs in a garbage can. Not on the ground. It's pathetic, isn't it? It really is. That these people who are supposedly educated, they were teachers? They didn't teach home ed, did they? I doubt it. But look at the beautiful river, a place of peace and quiet. And then look at the garbage and the dump. Here we go. The new high-rise hoarder haven at Chesapeake Co-op. Torch fuel, lighter fluids, cleaning fluids, boxes and boxes of stuff just thrown underneath there. Another fire hazard waiting to happen. Yep. Why put it away when we can just leave it outside? Really? Okay, there's the hose wrapped up neat for the first time. A little bit of garbage on the ground. But yeah, as you can see, for right now it looks, I would say maybe semi-decent, but believe me, history repeats itself, and it's going to happen again. As you will see coming up, it didn't take very long for them. Old habits never die, they just get worse. And hoarding is a disease, it's a DSM-5 disorder. You think these educated people would figure it out? No. More garbage laying around. Why put it away when you can just leave it wherever? Insult me. Put a gas grill close to my house. Toss it on the ground. Who cares? Plants. Just toss them anywhere. Kids playing on the dock, unsupervised, no adult present. That doesn't look like outdoor furniture to me. Boats are supposed to be moored to the dock. That doesn't look very moored to me. And again, kids running rampant on their dock all hours of the day and night. Here is a family member's home. It runs in the family here. This is pretty self-explanatory. But getting back to the other family member, there's the back of the house, and there's the front of the house. Doesn't look like stuff in the carport that belongs there, does it? And the motorcycle in front of the board of directors president's house. Another board member had a motorcycle there where it clearly states no motorcycles. More hoarding at a rental trailer. Yep, no motorcycles allowed in the community. I got a letter because one of my friends showed up on a Harley, but it's okay for the board of directors to have motorcycles at their house. Yep, let's enforce the rules equally and fairly. So as we drive through the neighborhood, there's the daughter's house. Several months later, still has all that garbage. Yep. Old habits never die. They just move over to the other lot. Now look at everybody else's house. It's neat and clean. There's proper landscaping. I don't see bags of garbage or kayaks in the front, laundry baskets. Everything looks neat and presentable. You can tell that these people take pride in their home. They want it to look nice. But as you're coming around the bend, I want you to see evidence of bullying that's encouraged by the board of directors against me, public enemy number one. Coming up by the red truck, you'll see no rocks on the driveway or a cinder block right across the road. But the board of directors has encouraged these people to bully me and make it hard for me because I dared to speak up. I dared to stand up for myself. And here we are again, back at the hoarder house. That laundry basket's been sitting there for a few days, and that garbage has been sitting there for weeks. Again, they have enough family members. You think these people can have a little cleaning party, pick up after themselves. But you know, hey, they've been hoarding for years and years and years. You know, to them it's normal. And for the board of directors, they just validate that behavior by just turning their head the other way. As you could see, plants are just strewn anywhere. More quote-unquote outside furniture. Look underneath. You'll see garbage under there, garbage under the stairway, bottles littered on the property. More stuff just scattered all over the place. Who cares? They didn't care. They're so used to it, they're probably oblivious to the fact that they're filthy, lazy slobs who take no pride in their home's appearance, nor do they care about the rules and the bylaws, because you know what? They're above it. They're entitled. Their parents were charter members, so therefore they're allowed to live in a trash heap. And to think that kids lived in that dumpster. Unbelievable how these people just allow this stuff to happen with no regards to the rest of the community who complained many times, but yet they were so apathetic and bullied probably by the board or ignored, they just gave up. They didn't have to live next to it, but I did. And I spoke up. So here I am, boys and girls, public enemy number one. And the slides coming up will show how the board of directors has deliberately allowed all my neighbors to simply bully me with their actions. Parked on my property, I called the cops. She still parks after I block it. Their friends and family just block the roads. It's okay. They're allowed to. These people just think they can do anything they want. It's their personal little fiefdom. And now we come up on the bullying from my next door neighbor, who's a total jerk, and the idiot across the way, who hopes I just plow right into the blocks and the cinder blocks to mess up my car. Really nice people. Love thy neighbor. Well, public enemy number one has spoken out, boys and girls. Welcome to Chesapeake Co-op.